Attitude. See, understanding about attitude is when we start to grow. That's when we start to learn that what makes us and what starts to change us. Do we depend on our environment to select our attitude? Or have we already got our attitude ingrained in us, therefore we can change an environment? So what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say is there's too many people walking around with their heads down and not looking up. People feel insecure about where they are, and they don't feel very strong in themselves in aspects. A lot of people walk around trying to get something from the environment they're in, as in some kind of gratification of some sort. If I go to work, I'm going to be happy of some sort. I might get something, or some people don't even like going to work because of the environment there is there. Your attitude, if you start to learn, if you start to build yourself up, your greatest asset you're going to have is personal development. Figuring out who you are in yourself, what makes you angry, and how you can control it. The moment you start to learn that your attitude is actually, you can control your attitude, whatever situation it is. I cannot control the environment around me, whatever happens, but I can control how I react to it. So you either change your attitude or you get enslaved to the environment. Control your attitude or let the environment control your attitude for you. So I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I wanted to change my default setting. Now, what does that even mean? A default setting is basically throughout your whole life, you've developed specific mechanisms that you fall back on in every environment. For example, the common ones are, if I asked you, how are you? Your default setting would be the same reply every single time someone asks you. Now, my reply was always, well, they weren't exact words, but it was on the same line, was, I'm alright, good to be alive, good for a Friday, whatever day it was. See, I wanted to change that because the moment I said I'm alright, that stops me from developing. Alright shuts your brain down. It's not uplifting of any sort. So my default setting was, I wanted to change it so I am fantastic and not alright. Now, that's not an instant change. It takes time, it takes work. So my default setting now is great till I get to a reply that says, how are you? This year I'm trying to say fantastic. And the most astonishing thing is when I say I'm fantastic, people, common question is, why is that? Why are you fantastic? Now my reply is always, why are you not fantastic? I'm not trying to have a go at them of any sort. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to get them to understand why are they not. Because if they're not fantastic based on the environment, if they're not fantastic based on a certain person, then what they're saying to me is, I'm letting that person control my happiness and how I feel. And do you see how dangerous that is? And when I started asking my question, why am I not happy? It started to click. See, I was blessed to be surrounded by people that were willing to develop me. I think it was one of God's blessings to surround me with a group of individuals to help me grow. And I'm grateful for that, by all means. But you have to start asking the question, in that state of mind, why are you in that state of mind? How did you get there? And how do you get out? Now, what you got to remember is, what do you feel in that state of mind, and why do you feel it? Because there's two options. You can either blame yourself, which is a lot easier. Blame yourself for where you are now, because then you can change it. If you blame someone else, because you can't change other people, but you can change yourself. So if I'm angry at the situation, then I can change it when I decide. Because if you let someone else decide your attitude for you, then you have to ask permission from that someone else for you to be happy. That's not going to happen. You have to start controlling your attitude. Because if you don't, then you're basically saying your happiness is relied on the environment you're surrounded with and by the people you surround yourself with. And that is very, very dangerous. So my recommendation, start looking internally and figure out why your attitude is the way it is. And then start finding steps on how to change your attitude to start actually being in control of your attitude. Because once you're in control, you can change any environment you go into.